Hey everyone, welcome back to Get a Heck Yes with your favorite host, Carissa Wu. I have my friend Shantel, and she's the owner of New Pics on the Block photo booth services. She was born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii, and she's always loved the 80s and 90s fashion music, movies, anything and everything from those decades. And that's all about her brand, 80s and 90s. We'll talk more about that later. But what's up, Shantel?
Woo woo! I'm excited to be here. Thank you all. Can't wait. Let's do this.
Yay! Yeah, me and Chantel, we met at Woo Kitchen. We're both on the vendor list. They're
Hmm.
in El Segundo. And when I saw your photo booth, I was like, wow, 80s and 90s vibe, the best props I ever seen, the best
Thank
backdrop, really fun vibes. You guys totally match your aesthetics. You were totally on brand. And yeah, you were there at my book signing with your beautiful photo booth and you matched everything. Everyone loved you. And now we're friends. And I just shot your branding shoot and your videos.
you. Yes,
And yeah, I feel like I've been hanging out with you a lot more.
I know. Yes, I
Yay!
can't wait for more things to come between us. So, love it.
Yay! Cool, cool. Okay, so tell everyone a little bio about you. And I don't know, anything about you want to share. Just keep
Okay,
it short,
awesome.
short and sweet.
Great. Well, aloha mai kako. My name is Shantel. I'm born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii. Typical island girl. I mean, I went to school Monday through Friday, went to my grandma's house on the weekends, and did hula practice on the weekends. So, I mean, I grew up pretty normal. Um, Now I'm a mother of five kids. I'm
Wow.
homeschooling five kids. Well,
Wow.
four. The youngest is not there yet. Just living life. I'm married to my best friend. He's my sidekick in all the photo booth fun. So
Yes.
even though he
Shout out
doesn't
to
like to be
Chris.
in the
He's the
photos,
best. Yes.
he's the best. Like he's definitely the guy that I needed in this business. So, but other than that,
Oh.
yeah, I'm the owner of New Pics on the Block, and yeah, I'm kind of boring, I guess. But
Shut
no,
up.
no, I'm not. No, I mean, my life has been crazy. Like just with everything that I went through, got me to where I am now. All the jobs, all the stresses. So, just learning, and putting everything I learned from the past to this business. So,
Aw. Well, shout out to your hubby, Chris. Like when I met him, he was like, he's kind of like my husband. Like he doesn't like have many emotions. Like he's kind of like standing there with his hands in the pocket, like cool guy, like looking cool swag. And then when I started
yes.
talking to him, and then he told me because he looks young, you guys both look young, and you said he just said he had five kids. I was like, what?
Yeah, we like to, I mean, my grandma always used to tell me, laughter is the best medicine. If you're just laughing and having fun, it's going to keep you young. So, but we get that a lot. They're like, you have five kids. I'm like, yeah, I have five kids. And then we'll show our phone and we're like, yeah, this is our kids. And they're like,
Yeah.
whoa. And I'm like,
You're
yeah,
like, was that
it's us.
Photoshop?
It's not photoshopped. Like we didn't adopt them. We didn't adopt them. We didn't, they're our kids.
They
So
came
yeah,
out of your vagina.
they came out, and yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're beautiful.
housed them for 9-10 months in my belly, each of them. So
Wow,
yeah.
that's amazing. Tell us what it was like growing up in Hawaii. I know you said hula practice,
Hmm.
but I mean, I grew up in Torrance, kind of. We're the wannabe Hawaiians, but what was
No.
yeah, we love Hawaii, but what was it like growing up there?
I mean, it's. I think it is different for sure. Living, in the mainland, like you go to the beach. It's very like they like to say Hawaiian time. Everyone is not going fast pace. It's
Yeah.
not, go 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 go. It's very like when you like go, okay, yeah, let's go. And then it's like so it's just carefree, very loose, hang loose,
Yeah,
so
yes,
it's just but I mean, I miss home. I love home.
mhm.
That's where my soul will probably go back to, is Hawaii. And my
Aw.
family still lives there. They're from Big Island, Hilo. My grandma lives in Wamanala. I still have family there. So and my husband's side, they live in Eva Beach, which is you know the west side, so it's it's home for us.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, you can't beat the the food, the
Yeah.
poke and the plate lunches. So
I miss
that's
the
also what I
TVs
miss
and
too.
rainbows. I miss the chili.
Oh, rainbow driving, yep.
Yeah, it's like we have a bunch of Hawaiian places here, but it's just like a little bit different. So I hear
It's
you.
not the same. I've
Yeah,
tried like different ones. I won't name them.
yeah,
I've tried it. I'm like, it doesn't taste the same. There's just
yeah,
something
totally.
in Hawaii, the waters. I don't know what it is. It's
Yeah.
just, yeah, it's different. It's different.
Okay, so walk me through like, I don't know, maybe getting married or all these jobs that you're talking about and moving if your family or if you didn't have kids yet, moving to the IE area, right? Or
Yep.
yeah, just walk me
Yep.
through all of that.
Okay. Well, I mean, we actually just moved out here a few years ago, but most of our lives, are back home in Hawaii. So um, in my career, I did a lot, like mostly retail, restaurant.
Mm,
They always say, if you're going to learn customer service, that's the two areas, retail and restaurant. And then
yeah.
so that's where my first two jobs. And that's how I met my husband at a restaurant.
Whoa, which one?
Um, Buca di Beppo.
Oh,
So
crazy.
yeah, so I was a hostess. He was a busser, and it was so funny when I started there. Meeting everyone, and he looked like he was actually from Hawaii, like because he
Yeah.
had shoulder length hair, he had some highlights, and he looked like a surfer boy. And I'm like, and in Hawaii, if you know you're from Hawaii, you ask, what high school did you go to? Because
Yeah,
that kind of like puts you in a demographic of the island.
totally. Uh-huh.
So I was like, hey, so what high school did you go to? And he's like, Father Duenas. I'm like, Father Duenas, what's that? Where's that
Uh-huh.
at? I'm
Yeah.
like, where is that? He's like, oh, I'm Guam. I'm like, oh, you're from Guam. Oh my goodness. So he's from Guam originally, but he came out there for college, University of
Oh,
Hawaii.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, long story short, we met. Then, careers, he still stayed in college. I did the retail, thought that was going to be my go to. I thought I was going to be like a visual merchandiser or a buyer or something, but that didn't, pan out. So, you know, later down the road, did other stuff. I went into medical, got a degree, did medical records, um,
Wow.
release of information. I did that, mostly that admin world of medical records of medical field. And my husband did his thing with his career. And then we had babies,
Yeah, I was gonna
five
ask you.
babies.
Yeah.
Then
How
had
did
the
you have five
babies.
babies in between all this?
Do, 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 with everything going on. And then, his career took us to California, to SoCal. So,
Oh, uh-huh.
um, and yeah, and then, I mean, my last official job, which is funny to say, is Yelp. So
Oh,
I was
uh-huh.
the one that
Yeah.
probably called you, small
Yes.
business owners.
Many
Hi,
times.
would you like to start some Yelp ads with us? That was me. I
Yeah.
got hired into that role, and I it wasn't the dream job. It wasn't the job I wanted to do because it was
Yeah.
very commission salesy, and
Uh-huh.
I just like to talk to people
Yeah.
personally. And it was funny. I Even though I didn't like the job, I gave it a lot. I give a lot of props to it because it pushed me to where I am today. It actually
Yeah.
pushed me to, okay, let's do it. Do the small business, because I
Uh-huh.
talked to so many small business owners, and they gave me their insight, what the whys, why they love it, how
Mhm.
they did it. It was the drive. So
Interesting.
um, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
has its good and bads, but it
it's a
helped me.
really good, yeah, it's a really good skill. Yesterday, I was a speaker on like the speak off for wedding MBA, and I talked about how to get on the preferred vendor venue list, and I told a story where I was like 7 years into my business, like never gone on a list, and I never could ask for anything. And I finally like sent edible arrangements to a venue, and I called them. I was shaking, like literally like drenched in sweat. Like I was like, did you get my edible arrangements? Like I could not
Oh.
talk to anyone. I could not pick up the phone. And then for my book, I actually interviewed a bunch of venues, and they said like barely any, like two photographers call them a year. So it's crazy. Like people just can't pick up the phone and call. It is a total like mind block, like for so
Mm-hmm.
many people. So that skill is
Mm-hmm.
puts you I don't know, it just gives you so much advantage over everyone else.
I mean, and then I used to, I mean, with that job, like it gives you that etiquette, that phone etiquette that a lot of
Yeah.
people don't have nowadays, like how to talk, how to read people, even through the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have to say, all the jobs that I've had, it has helped me, be the person I am today,
Yeah.
and also take with me into the business too. That's that
Yeah.
back end of it.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe one more question before we talk about how you got started with New Pics on the Block.
Yeah.
But tell me, I guess.
Sorry, I'm always
Yeah,
dancing.
I know. I love it. Hula vibes. What is it like popping out all these kids? Like I don't know.
Oh.
Like I don't know the like.
Ah.
I have two, but you have double plus one. So
Double
what is
plus
the
one.
journey when this pop 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 like? What was that time in your life like?
I mean, it was crazy. Like when we had our oldest, Chris really just graduated college, and I was,
Uh,
thinking, okay, this is what I want to do. We had just plans, right? And then he came over like, oh, what do we do now?
yeah,
With this child? And then it changed our perspective on life. Like, we knew we wanted to have a family, but he came a little sooner.
yeah.
But it was just a sign, like, okay, let's refocus. Let's do things that align with our family,
Mm,
provide for our family. Um, and we could not have done it really by ourselves. We had the help
mm,
of our family,
yeah.
like our
Uh-huh.
grandparents, free babysitters. When you can use them, use them. Boop, bye.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
to
for
work, go.
sure. Yeah.
So they really did help. I mean, just having that support from our families. When I was pursuing going back to college, they were there. When, my husband had to take work trips, they were there to help me. It was just,
Mm,
it's a team. Like they say, it takes a village. So they were our
yeah.
village for sure.
Aw, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I guess walk me through what it was like moving here because that must have been like a culture shock for your kids and just I don't know, you don't have any more family anymore to help you out
Mhm.
and everything's different. I'm sure Chris got a promotion, but still it's like you don't have like this village anymore. You have to create the village. So
Yeah.
walk me through that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is tricky because then again, it's like, okay, now I'm probably I'll be the stay at home mom. And then that's when we decide to do the homeschooling route. And it's just been, it was difficult. Culture
Yeah.
shock, moving from the islands and, leaving, our Ohana, our home, our family home, and then coming out here. It's been a change. The weather for sure. It's been
Yes.
tricky
Uh-huh.
navigating through it all. But our kids love it. They love going to Disneyland and
Oh,
Knott's Berry Farm.
yeah.
There's not much you can do in Hawaii. We love Hawaii, the beach and everything, and we still have family, but there's Disneyland here, so that's why the kids are
Yeah.
like,
Island fever,
the
yeah.
island yes, you can have, yeah. So I mean, we just see it as more opportunities for our kids to enjoy. And
Oh,
they're doing jujitsu, they have a lot of friends out
yeah,
here. And
good. Uh-huh.
so
Aw.
it's great. I mean, we've finally found our stride, I guess you
Oh,
can say.
good.
So
Yeah, you found your flow,
yeah,
your stride. That's
found
awesome.
our flow for sure.
Good. Okay, now I guess it's time for you to talk about how did you start New Pics on the Block? Tell me everything.
So, we've been wanting to start a business for a while. And, we went through the flows like, okay, what do you want to do and whatnot? And photo booth kept coming up as, let's do it. I feel like it's something that, I love talking to people and love capturing, moments and just seeing the joy in, people when they step in our booth and they take pictures or they're laughing. It's just something
Yeah,
I've always wanted to get into. And so, but then I told my husband, I'm like, I'm not going to start it unless we have a cool name and a cool
yeah.
logo. And
Oh,
so Chris, with being, he's very artistic and
uh-huh.
creative. He's like, we were thinking of ideas, throwing some names out. And I was like, no, no, no. And then finally he's like, what about New Pics on the Block? I'm like, oh,
Oh
I was like, yes.
my God. 80s,
So
90s, yeah.
80s, 90s, I was like, that's genius, because we knew we wanted to use, um we love the 80s and 90s. You know, our kids are very retro. They love 80s, 90s
Mm,
music and movies. So we
yeah.
taught them well. But
Yes.
you know, it's just a different time. Like it was so carefree. You know, life was
Mm,
great. You know, so much. You know, pop culture. You know, they're trying to bring it back now. You know, with
yeah.
a lot
Uh-huh.
of remakes and stuff. But we really love that era. You know, just with
Yeah.
fashion, the movies and music. So I knew I wanted. We knew we wanted a name that matched what we love, but also
Uh-huh.
that era. So New Pics on
Yeah.
the Block was born. Then the
Yeah.
logo, you know, we love checkerboard. I love pink.
Uh-huh.
So Chris kind of just meshed the two, and then that's how it came to be.
That's
So,
funny
and
because
it's funny because
that's funny. The headshot you sent me was checkerboard.
I was like, here, take this one. But it's funny because like when we went to your book signing, and our logo's kind of plastered on most of our equipment, you know,
Yeah.
our you know, and so Vivian,
Yes.
I didn't know she was behind us, and so she's like, wait, are you guys New Pics on the Block? And we're just like,
Oh
yes.
my
And she's like, oh my
god.
god. I was like, wow, rock star status.
Oh
Ah.
my
I was
god.
like, and we were starting to get like, oh, you're New Pic. They'll see the logo. They're like, oh, there's New Pics. Like we have
Wow.
some of our you know friends from jiu-jitsu, or just people we know, like they'll take a picture and they'll send it to me. Hey, I just saw you on the road with our van.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious. I'll get a picture, you know, through my business phone. I'm like, who's sending me that? Who's stalking us? And then I'm like, oh, we saw
Wow.
your van. Oh, okay. Don't worry,
Yeah.
it's not stolen.
Oh my god.
It's
I
us in there.
know. You guys are like branded up the arse.
Yeah, we are. We
Cool.
are.
Talking about Vivian Hana's social. She was on my podcast about two
Yes.
episodes ago, and she told me that story too. So it's so cool to be recognized, your brand.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of like an interesting thing I've been thinking about. But for a long time, photographers, their website looked like mine, like pretty clean, like the
Mm-hmm.
logo was pretty clean, and pretty photos. But then I feel like now the style is getting like a little bit more like wow, like pizzazz,
Mm-hmm.
and more like magazine style websites where it's like full of like clips and colors and designs and cool logo. And I was thinking, I was like, should I go that route? Like, should I even make like my logo like crazy so I could brand my car like you guys, and like have more cool stuff where it's more recognizable. So anyways, we're gonna talk all about that. We're gonna talk about creating a brand identity. So why is this your hot topic, and why is it so near and dear to your heart?
So the reason why we picked this, because you know we love our brand. Like as you said, you know, we branded everything of the user, you know, from our
Yeah.
car to our equipment. Um, Brand identity is so important for a brand. I mean, you look at popular brands, you know, like Coca-Cola, Nike, you know, they're just staples. You just see the color, you know, like Tiffany blue or the Barbie pink. You're like, oh, that's Tiffany, that's Barbie. You know, those are just recognizable symbols, colors, or even just, you know, like the swoosh, right? So
Yeah.
just having, you know, an important brand and a brand message is crucial for a business. Like, I mean, when we started, I did a lot of deep diving, like research. I
Good.
researched every single photo booth in California. Then I went out and I did the FBI. I did the FBI investigation. Went
Wow.
down the list. Okay, look. Okay, and then I reached out further, like Arizona and Texas and East Coast. Like I was just like doing my research, right? Marketing research. And I was like, okay, I see a lot of similarities, and I don't want to be that. That's
Wow.
what my main thing is. I don't want to be that. I want to do a different logo. I want to do a different brand. I want to, you know, have a name that stands out. Like, yeah, we have pics in there, but it's cool. It's not like, you know, snap something or something. You know,
Yeah.
it's recognizable. People get it. Once I say, oh yeah, we're New Pics on the Ball, they're like, ah, I like
Oh,
that. You know,
yeah.
it sticks with
Uh-huh.
people, right? So
Yeah.
it's all about, you know, knowing your, you know, who you are. And it
Yeah.
all comes down to you. Like, you know, like I said, you know, we both love 80s, 90s. Like, we walk outside, we're not going to be wearing like, you know, high fashion clothes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
going to be wearing something like I'm wearing Backstreet Boys shirt.
Ah!
Like I'm wearing
What?
I am wearing,
We're on video
I'm
too.
repping, we're repping, 90s stuff or wearing jean jackets or something or checkerboard. So
Yes.
that's us. We're
Yeah.
not trying to be something else that we're not. And we love what you know, we just love everything about the 80s and 90s. I mean, if I could do
Yeah.
my hair like crazy hair, I would, but I don't
Yeah.
know. My hair is already
Got
pretty
kind of like
damaged.
you got kind of like a Kelly Kapowski hair for sure.
I do. But I mean, really knowing who you are as a business owner. And if you can replicate that into your business, do it. But for us,
Yeah.
that's us. We're not trying to gimmick. We're not doing anything. Oh, it's a facade. It's not. It's really us. So, I think it has helped us with our brand identity, our branding, because if you love it, I mean, if you love if you love what you do and love, you know, the 80s and 90s, for
Yeah.
example, you're gonna love your brand. You're gonna love
Yeah.
your logo and your name and everything.
I love your brand so much. I would rock it. So if you sell it for wholesale, send me the link.
Yay! Awesome.
I went to the Bob Marley movie yesterday. Highly recommend.
Oh, us too.
And
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, it's so good. And then after my friend was like, "Oh, we have to go to Target because you have to get these jeans for $7." So we went to Target, and I was telling her I was like, "Oh, like find me pink shirts because they look good on Zoom for me." I'm like I really stepped into my like Popsicle brand, and it's been doing for like 15
Mm-hmm.
years, and I'm like, it's your brand, but it's like you are the brand, but then the brand is you. So it's like,
Exactly.
yeah, like even when I'm feeling like, oh, I want to go like monochromatic, I was like, that's not my brand.
Yeah. I can't do that.
Who is that? Like, I don't recognize her. Like, I'm wearing neon green right now, and my mic is pink.
I
And
love it. I love it.
yeah, I definitely we have to step into our brand. Okay, so when I
Yeah.
got your questionnaire, you said um, the first tip was hi, name is Slim Shady. Create a name to reflect your company. So you talked about that. Get the logo to match it. Okay, you talked about that. Take the name and express yourself with your branding. Okay, you talked about that. Create your social platforms, color patterns, etc. Okay, you can talk a little bit more about that part.
Yeah. I mean, I love how you went down the list. I was like, oh, did I not check? Okay. I mean, social media, it's its own beast. Like, I think for small business owners, you don't like, that's just another to-do list every day. Okay, did I post? Did I, engage? Did I add to stories? Being present on social media is very important, but also making sure your brand fits in that, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So I love it when, our Instagram, just our feed is matching, kind of cohesive,
Yeah.
So like we're showing brand colors sometimes, we're showing our logo, it's just those itty bits and pieces. So just,
Yeah.
that's important for me. I want it to be visually appealing, but
Uh-huh.
also bam, here's our logo or here's our colors or something checkerboard, like giving in that like repetitiveness of your brand is important. And even like when I do my reels, I put our logo at the end.
Yeah, me too.
It's
we
important
love
for
our we
me.
love our brand so much.
Like, I love it. You got to watch it again or you have to see it again. Sorry. I mean, it's just like, it's that, I don't know who I read it, but it's just almost like a mind trick. You see it constantly like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I know your new Pics on the Block, but I'm going to have you see it over and over and over again.
Yes,
But
yes,
I
yes,
love it. I
yes.
mean, it's just, like we said, we just love our brand. So just making sure, you're still showcasing that wherever you are. It's
Yeah,
never too much. It's never too
yeah,
much.
never too much. I shout out to photobooth Supply, Brandon Wong. He was early one on my podcast, but you bought the photo booth from him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll link it
Yes.
up in the show notes, so I'll make some money. Just kidding.
Ah!
A lot of
Are
money,
you
actually.
sure
Yeah, yeah.
to buy one with this
Yes.
link?
My student Danielle Indie Pop, she bought one from my link, and she's
Nice.
killing it with photo booth. But I just wanted to give you a shout out for really, it's not just about your brand, it's about the client experience you give.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I know that from watching you and working with you and hiring you as well. But for my book signing, like you had me send you the inspiration board, and you made the graphic so cute. You gave me options. And then when you came, it was all like branded. Like you even made the flowers that I had on my inspiration board, which was really crazy. And then the backdrop matched my colors, which was like pink and orange.
Mm-hmm.
So cute. And then you really work it, during the whole time, just like making people laugh, feel comfortable. And I asked your husband, I was like, is she always like this goofy? He's like, oh yes. She's
Yeah, I
crazy.
am.
So it's kind of like you are the brand, but also like they're hiring you. I feel like, same for wedding photographers. It's kind of like we're bringing the energy,
Yeah,
we're bringing the fun. And even though my brand's not 80s or 90s, I wanted to be associated with your brand because we're just fun. We like
yeah.
to have a good time. And for all my couples listening, if you mention heck yes to New Pics on the Block, Chantel, you'll get a little percentage off. And I highly recommend them. Yeah. So I guess the next thing on your questionnaire, you said mix your branding and identity into your company from your props, backdrop, and your van. I know we talked about the van, but talk even more about
Yes.
it because you did a lot of investment in your business.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, you have to put money into it to make money, but for us,
Yeah.
it's our brand, right? And we're, we stand by our brand. We love our brand. So, our van has, checkerboard. We're working on other things for the van. We have our big logo on the back. It's pretty identifiable. Like I said, people see it on the road. They're like, take a picture, send it to you. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Hi.
And
Are
I
you
take my
following us?
notes.
What are you doing? And then, like you mentioned the props and the setups, like our props, like I handpick those props personally because I'm like, okay, I want to be able to, it needs to look good on people. It needs to feel good. It needs to be good quality. We bring back a lot of the 80s stuff, like the cassette, the Polaroid camera. We
Mm,
have the keytar. We just got a keytar. If you guys don't know, Google it. Just certain things from the 80s we brought back. A Blockbuster gift, the Blockbuster card, like
yeah.
things like that. It's just that's us. It's fun.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just quality products where
Yeah.
people, I'm scared they might take home.
Totally.
It's
I want
that
to keep
good.
that at
It's
home.
that good. Yeah.
I want to put them in
It's
my
like,
bag, the bride one.
no, but don't. I'll be like, Carissa, did you take our hat?
You have
We have you on camera.
that.
And then our setups too, like we try to do unique backdrops that we love, that matches us, but also we feel like for you, like you had this cute, beautiful, like pink to orange and yellow because that's you,
Yeah.
and we're like, oh, we have a backdrop, like let's see if she'll like it. And then it's so funny because um somebody else at your party was like, that's my brand colors. I was like, okay, well, you can
Oh,
hire us too.
oh my gosh. One
So
of
it was
these.
just so, yeah. So it's definitely, for us, it's just making sure the guest has an experience. It's
Yeah.
almost like walking into Disneyland, right? Versus walking into, like, I don't know, another theme park, Six Flags, whatever. You walk into Disneyland, it's an experience. You're in that land,
Yeah.
Frontierland, Tomorrowland, where, and when you come into our photo booth, you're not just going to see a machine and a backdrop. You're going to
Yeah.
see the backdrop with a setup like the florals or
Yeah.
disco balls or whatever it may be. We want it to look presentable. We want it to look like it's meshing with your theme
Yeah.
or your
Totally.
party, whatever it is. Um, we just go that extra mile.
Yeah. I mean, just to tell your audience, it doesn't mean that you have to have all the 80s and 90s props. Like I've seen all
Mm-hmm.
your Instagram, and you did like the Valentine's Day
Mm-hmm.
party, and it's all like Valentine's Day
Yep.
themed props. So, um, but if you do have that brand, it's like people trust you, and then they're
Mm-hmm.
willing to reach out to you, be like, hey, well, we're throwing a completely boho party. Like, can you do that for us? And then you customize everything for them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I mean, Valentine's is one of my favorite because of the colors,
Yeah.
the pinks and whatnot. So that was definitely a fun event to do. But we've done Halloween. We've done a 90s party. We've also done like a Taylor Swift recently where we just rolled out all like pop star stuff,
Yeah.
microphones, guitars. So, we tried our best to match the theme as much as possible, but we always have our staples like our hats, or, our phones or whatever it may be. So, we do our best to match whatever you want us to do.
Yeah. How like how did you get all the leads in the beginning, and what was like the main, I don't know, takeaway that first year of like getting yourself just probably in profit?
It was hard. I mean, it was difficult because, being in a market where there already are photo booths, you're like, how do I stand out? But we already knew.
Mic drop, literally.
My goodness. See, I'm very like,
It's
choop, choop,
okay.
choop. Of course it's going to happen. Okay.
No
Can you hear
problem.
me?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. So, okay, back to where we were. What was I saying? Okay. So like in the beginning, it was very rough. It was just trying to make ourselves known, like, hey, we're here. So we did a lot of free events. We did like
Wait, hold on.
the market.
I think the mic is on AirPods, which is fine, but do you want
Okay,
to go
here,
back on your mic?
let me go back to,
Chantel left the building.
she left the building. I'm here though. I'm here.
You did the mic drop, literally. Hello, hello.
There, okay, Mike, but it's not recognizing my, hmm,
Just unplug it and then plug it back in.
color back in. Okay, let's see.
But if not, it's AirPods is fine too.
Okay, let's try this. Okay. You can mute while recording, but you can't switch mics. Oh, while recording. Did you?
Well, it's still recording. You can't switch mics while recording. Okay, let's see. Wait, say something?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you
I
hear
mean,
me?
I could hear you, but the other mic was a little bit better.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Did you want to stop and then
yeah, I'll stop and
re-enter?
yeah,
Okay,
stop.
okay.